How to maximize your direct booking strategies but still protect yourself. I think I'm so excited to do this video because I've already done a video around how to get direct bookings a couple of years ago. We have got a small channel and people only follow me for Airbnb and short-term rental business, but actually if you look at that video, I've pretty much stepped down process on video 1. I've explained about what direct booking is and numbers of way what kind of guests are looking for, the guest behavior, how they book, and it hasn't changed in 2024.
Here's what happened. We had an 11-night booking. Our guests arrived, and within hours of being at the home, they were allowed to leave. Airbnb let them off free and clear, and we did not receive any payment.
Direct booking comes with its own worry. Remember, refund, how are you going to deal with it? You know, a lot of people go, Piers, you know, I like to do direct bookings, but how does refund works? How's the terms and condition works? And secondly, the guest vetting process. I think I'm so excited to do this video because I've already done a video around 4 series on how to get direct bookings. If you look at when I launched them a couple of years ago, I was probably the very first person to be talking about direct bookings in YouTube. And yes, we have got a small channel and people only follow me for Airbnb and short-term rental business, but actually if you look at that video, I've pretty much stepped down process on video 1. I've explained about what direct booking is and numbers of way what kind of guests are looking for, the guest behavior, how they book, and it hasn't changed in 2024. What has changed though is there's more and more people saying, I've increased my direct booking by 200%, but actually the reality here is there's a lot more in direct bookings. There's a lot more around how to get direct booking in a more specific manner and the type of guest behavior, the type where you're not going to be willing to be told, oh, you've got a little dust. And you know, a true example that I'm going to share later on, a horror story about one of our clients who actually have to give nearly, I think, £3,500 back because it was a direct booking and it wasn't dealt properly. So guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe, make sure you like this video, and let's get into the detail around the challenges you're gonna face as a service accommodation owner using the direct booking strategy. Let me explain how to maximize your direct booking strategies but still protect yourself. So let's go back into my journey here. Over the last 6 years, I've been talking about direct bookings. If you go to my social media, I kind of explain, you know, why it's so important as a short-term rental business owner to have that as a part of your strategies in place. However, the true story that kind of resonates about the last few years, and especially making this video, is one of them being a client of ours who basically got into service accommodation, very new starter, and before they worked with us, one of the biggest kind of the challenges were like, oh, Piers, you know, we're not getting direct bookings and this and that. And I was like, look, you need to make sure that you've got this legals. And a lot of time when we consult people for direct booking, I'm always asking them, have you got this in place? Have you got a system in place? Are you offering a client for direct booking via a email so it is fully documented, your offer? And a lot of time the excitement comes in. I've seen a lot of people going, oh, Piers, I've got my first direct booking lead. I've spoken to them on the phone. I've told them the price. And I'm like, great, but really there's nothing to track what conversation you've had with that potential lead. And it might not be useful now because they're trying to pay you. Now this story, what I'm going to share with you is exactly that. So they basically got a direct booking. They ended up having that direct booking into their business. But one of the things I realized quickly was I asked them saying, look, have you got a legal agreement that you send to your clients to make sure that they are just a guest, not a tenant? And eventually what happened was they ended up, I think the guest actually stayed with them for a month, actually enjoyed it, no problem. But a month later, when they had to extend it or they had to leave, the guest was not paid and the client didn't leave. And effectively they were told, oh, by the way, I'm going to pay you, my money's coming down and I'll pay you. And eventually 2 weeks later, still not paid, and the guest left. Now that's 2 weeks of no revenue due to them not doing the vetting properly, but also not having everything in place. Especially when you offer someone a direct booking, you've got to protect yourself to say, hey, the second payment is due on this day. If you don't get this, you should be out by this day. And that's business for you. You can't rely on someone to say, hey, I'm going to pay you, and 2 weeks later they're still not paid, and eventually they left with not paying. And that's 2 weeks worth of revenue revenue they've missed, and that's 2 weeks worth of bookings they could have gone. Now, if that was done via a OTA client, which is the Airbnb, we could effectively go back to them and have saying, oh, by the way, that was your guest that booked from your platform. Especially around Airbnb, it would be more kind of understandable, the conversation logs and everything. But right now, there's literally you as a business owner and a person that's booked with you. The second thing I asked them was, did you take an ID from the guest? No. So look at the system, right? And so people get so excited about direct bookings, but really nothing comes in place as long as you don't have a good system. Because eventually when things goes wrong, especially when you're trying to attract direct bookings, and especially for me, I always say to my clients, you know, we're looking for that relocation client, that business traveler, that contractor, they want to stay with you 30 days and longer. These are 30 days business that we're looking to attract. We're not looking to attract those 2 or 3 night stays. And, you know, moving on to actually, while we're having this horror kind of situation, after that, I've always made sure I'm sending my clients the checklist of what a direct booking looks like. Because for me, it's not my job, right? Our job as GrowYourBnb is to drive traffic, to build their brand so that they get those leads. But as an ops and as an operational of the business, many SA operators go through mentorship, absolutely been given nothing to protect themselves and have been not told, and which is so frustrating for me, because then I have to sit down and as a goodwill, then I have to give them a system to make sure they are fully protected and following that process. Also, Sam and Harrison, my client from Brighton, they've had a challenge quite a few months ago actually, where some, you know, a client of theirs came and stayed with them, and then they went around, touched the actual kitchen, and yeah, there was dust, and they wanted part refund just because there was a little bit of dust in the kitchen that wasn't. And now the reality here, again, going back to protecting your business, it's a direct booking firstly. So yeah, look, you are effectively representing your business, and then you've got guests. They're now saying, look, we're not going to extend it because you're not looking after us and there's dust and it's not been cleaned properly. They're going into positioning, the guest is going in places where they believe there's more problems. So now after that, they're now creating more problems. Eventually their request was, hey, could you give us, 25% refund of the stay? And my question to there is, again, going back to the initial offer email, how have you sent that offer email? Because in the offer email, and especially when we work with our clients, a little gem there for you guys is you've got to make sure that you have the original price that you charge per night and the discounted rate as a direct bookings, because the likely chances are you would have given them a discount, right? Because effectively it's a direct booking, you've saved commission, you're still making great profit, it's a longer term booking, hands-free, you're not working as much, but at the end of the day, if you've already given them the discount and they want 25% refund, you're probably sitting around that 25% on profit, which is going to end up going back to the client, effectively making you no money. Now you can understand where I come from a direct booking strategy, and GrowYourBnb, we build a brand for clients. So for me, it's just not about having direct bookings. We also make sure that we have the right systems and processes for our clients. Now, direct booking right now, and there's 2 tips I want to give you right now, especially if you're watching this and you've come out this far. Direct booking is a guest behavior. That's what direct booking is. There's certain guest behavior that goes into a direct booking effectively platform, which could be your website, it could be your Google presence, it could be your social media presence. It all depends on the type of property you have. If you've got a seafront property, very nice looking apartment, you want to be in social media because you want to attract those high nightly rates, doing a creative Instagram strategies in place. But if you want a city center location, a lot of business comes there, you using Instagram for a long-term booking is not going to be ideal. So think about the guest behavior. In GrowYourBnb, we're very lucky because we've pretty much seen every single guest behavior. We've seen 24 months lead, we've seen a month lead, we've seen 6 months lead, we've seen students relocation. We've pretty much seen every single guest behavior we can see out there in the market. And we also know exactly what kind of guest behavior system do you need for those people, where and how do you protect your direct bookings? Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, if you don't protect booked it, it's going to cost you money. So guys, look, if you haven't checked my 4 series video about direct booking, I'm going to put it on the link, all the 4 videos. Just watch every single one of them because it's really going to break it down. What is direct booking? What's the guest behavior? How you're going to get those direct booking? What should you build to get those direct booking? And eventually have a market presence that none of your competition has. So if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video soon.